Hi, today we're going to talk about how to evaluate addition and subtraction expressions. Remember, an expression does not have an equal sign, and evaluating is basically a fancy word for solving. So first we're going to talk about the steps. The first thing you do is you always line up the decimals. The next thing you do is you fill in empty place values with zeros. And then you add or subtract it like it's a normal math problem, and then you bring your decimal sign down. I will show you a few examples. First, we're going to look at this one on number 1. So if I have 4.6 plus 26.3, the first thing I am going to do is I'm going to do 45.6, and I have to line up my decimals, so 26.3. I've got to add. There are no places that don't have a number below or above it after the decimal point. So this one I don't have to do step number 2, but step number 3 is just add it like a normal problem. So 6 plus 3 is 9. 5 plus 6 is 11. 4 plus 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. I'm done with step number 3, and my final step, fourth step, is always bring my decimal down into the answer. So for number 1, it is 71.9. For number 2, this is one where I have to substitute. So I'm going to substitute where it says n equals 14.25. I'm going to substitute 14.25 in for n minus 5.14. Notice I did line up my decimals. At this one right here, there's no numbers after the decimal point that need a 0 put in. So I'm ready to do step 3, which is add or subtract like normal. So 5 minus 4 is 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. 4 minus 5 I can't do. I have to borrow it, so it becomes a 14, and my 1 becomes a 0. 14 minus 5 is 9. I'm done with step 3, and step 4 is I bring my decimal down. So this one would be 9.11. We're going to do number 3. I have 17.2 and 6.08. Notice this one. I did line up my decimal point, but this one I have to do step number 2 because I have a 0 that I need to add. So I need to add my 0 up here above my 8. 8 plus 0 is 8. 2 plus 0 is 2. 7 plus 6 is 13. And 1 plus 1 is 2. I'm done with step 3, and let's do step 4, which is bring my decimal down into my answer. I am done with that one. It is 23.28. Sorry about that 3. Okay. Now let's do another couple problems. So number 4, I have to substitute. It says h equals 22.7. So I'm going to do 24.84 minus 22.7. I did step 1. I wrote it going up and down, and I lined up my decimals. Step 2, add any needed zeros. I need to add a 0 right here under my 4. Step 3, I solve it as a normal problem. So 4 minus 0 is 4. 8 minus 7 is 1. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. Okay, I'm done with step 3. And step 4, I bring my decimal down into my answer. So it would be 2.14. For 13.64 minus 8.3. I wrote it. That was step 1. Step 2, add any missing zeros, which would be right here. Step 3, solve it like a normal problem. 4 minus 0 is 4. 6 minus 3 is 3. 3 minus 8 I can't do. I have to borrow. 13 minus 8 is 5. And 0 minus nothing is 0. So step 4, I bring my decimal down into the answer, and I am done. Let's do number 6. R plus 15.9 when R equals 0.214. So I'm going to put 0.214 plus 15.9. Now I have to add a couple of zeros. I have to add one here and one here. Step 2, That was that. Step 3, add it. So 4 plus 0 is 4. 1 plus 0 is 1. 2 plus 9 is 11. 5 plus 0 plus 1 is 6. 1 plus nothing is 1. And step 4, I bring my decimal down. So I've got 16.114. Now let's look at number 7. 7 is 3.652 minus a when a equals 1.141. So we'll do 3.652 minus 1.41. Now I have to add in my extra 0. At this point, I'm going to subtract it like a normal problem. So 2 minus 0 is 2. 5 minus 1 is 4. 6 minus 4 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 2. And I'm going to move my decimal point down, and now I am done. Okay, for number 8, I have 18.06 plus 9.798. First thing I have to do is make sure I line up my decimals, which I've already done. Second thing I have to do is make sure it doesn't need any extra zeros, and this one needs an extra 0 here. Third step is I add or subtract it like a normal problem. So 0 plus 8 is 8. 6 plus 9 is 15. 7 plus 0 plus 1 is 8. 8 plus 9 is 17. And 1 plus 1 is 2. Step 4 is I add my decimal point at the end. Perfect. We've got one more problem on this slide before we move on. So, okay, and for number 9, it is t minus 6.38 when t equals 8.006. So the first thing I have to do is I have to substitute in 8.006, and then I'm going to fill out the rest of the problem, minus 6.38. Step 2 is I added my extra zeros, so I have to put one right here. Step 3 will be subtracted like a normal problem, so 6 minus 0 is 6. 0 plus 8 is 8. 0 plus 3 is 3. 8, oh my goodness. Sorry. Let me rewrite that. 8.006 minus 6.38 and put my 0. Now I have to subtract. So 6 minus 0 is 6. 0 minus 10 I have to, or 0 minus 8 I have to borrow. And there we go. 10 minus 8 is 2. 9 minus 3 is 6. And 7 minus 6 is 1. Step 4, I bring down my decimal point, and I am done with this problem. Now let's go to our last problem. This one right here says, Jaime wrote 4.4 minus 0.33 equals 1.1. Is his answer reasonable? Why or why not? Well, first, it is not reasonable because if I do 4.4 minus 0.33 and I line up my decimal points, I need to put an extra 0 here and I have to borrow. So 10 and 3. 10 minus 3 is 7. 3 minus 3 is 0. 4 minus nothing is 4. And I put my decimal points. My answer is supposed to be 4.07. However, I know when I do 4.4 minus 3, if I do 4.4 and I just do 3.33, where's an eraser that size? Right here. There. 4 minus 3 is 1. 4 minus 3 is 1. And so all they're doing is bringing this decimal down here, and they're not solving it correctly. The first mistake they made is they did not line up their decimals. They subtracted the numbers and just brought down one of the decimals, but they did not line them up at all. Well, we're done with today's lesson. I hope you have a great evening, and I'll see you in class next time. Bye.